A very good evening, bringing to you much of the South Asian happenings from all across. I'm Aditi Lamba and this is Vision of Asia. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of news. What a week filled with international curiosity which continues to remain on the ongoing Indian general elections 2019. Remember that NRIs with Indian passports are qualified to vote if you're in India during the time of elections. An interesting fact on these elections, talking about progress of India, this time around, over 15 million voters in the age group of 18 to 19 years are eligible to exercise their right to vote for the first time, while 38,325 third-gender individuals will also be able to vote for the first time as members of the third sex and not as male or female. A lot is also taking place with political and social activities of the South Asian diaspora here. We have tonight a great combination of stories reflecting upon Indian American contributions, political voices and issues, and a highlight coming in from the ongoing New York Film Festival 2019. If you are in New York right now, be sure to check out the festival taking place at the Village East Cinema from May 7th till the 12th. Visit their website for more information. With that, let's begin tonight's episode, starting with the headlines. 19th Annual New York Indian Film Festival 2019, Indo-American Arts Council, Village East Cinemas. Young Professionals Committee Spring Gala 2019, Sharing Care Foundation, New York City. Asian American Federation, New York City Comptroller holds press conference, Impact of Eyes in New York City. This and much more right after a short break. Stay with us on Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. Welcome again, you are watching Vision of Asia South Asian News segment. Beginning the show tonight, let's take a look at one of the most exciting and currently developing stories, the 19th Annual New York Indian Film Festival 2019, presented by the Indo-American Arts Council in New York City. The go-to festival for films, documentaries, short films and much more from the South Asian diaspora, the New York Indian Film Festival is celebrating its 19th year with this year that has brought together 32 screenings with a large number of regional non-Hindi language films. Focused on bringing in awareness of Indian cinema, entertainment and education for North Americans, the film festival is showcasing works that portray real India and its amazing cultural diversity. We have tonight highlights from the opening night which saw all come together and inaugurate the great film festival at the red carpet.
तू वापस आ गई?
बुलाया गया। अगर आप नहीं है तो मैं बाहर जाके आ सकती हूँ।
हाँ।
टेलरिंग कोर्स के लिए सामान लेना था।
Good.
तो तेरा टेलरिंग का भी है ना?
आज तू काहीच सांगू नकोस मला.
अगं सरांची परमिशन नाही घेतली अजून ना.
Timings क्या है?
तू से चल, सारा काम खत्म करके जाऊँगा.
ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to congratulate New York Film Festival committee and particularly Sunil Hali, a good friend of mine who has put together this great show, and we must encourage and support him for bringing the great movies and great producer and actor and supporting the community. And Sunil, congratulations and wish you all the good luck.
Since you have been known to me for 27 years, so we're just following, making sure the legacy you guys have created, that legacy needs to be taken forward and then be given to the next generation.
And all these movies and we'll be going to interviews with the board of directors and all the happening we are going to show on our ITV throughout the week. And Sunil, let us know. You can always count on us to promote anything what you are doing, any of your initiative.
From all their properties, Desi Talk, News India, ITV, and personally, and your newsletters have been very big help. You can see it has helped to bring the audience here. Keep it growing. Be the voice of the community, not here, all over the world.
Once you cut a few thousand from their salaries, they're straight.
तुम बचपन से टेलर बनना चाहती थी। मैं तो सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूँ कि फैशन की दुनिया में आगे बढ़ना बहुत मुश्किल होता है।
मुझ जैसों के लिए।
नहीं। रत्ना।
आप जो भी फील करें, आखिर में मैं आपकी सर्वेंट ही हूँ ना।
Look at things from her perspective. If you really like her, just let her be.
Fuck, tell me how you feel.
सर
प्लीज मुझे सर मत बोलो.
I've come to. Every year it's growing, every year more and more fascinating movies, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to meet all the wonderful people here. Thank you.
I wanted to tell a story of something that I haven't seen and which I wanted to see, and I think this is something that nobody has, like not many have tried to attempt to tell a story. There's so much more that happens in a 16-year-old girl's mind psychologically. So I wanted to capture that, so that's how this movie.
About my film, it's called Draupadi Unleashed. This film is about a young girl coming of age until she falls in love with your truly. And how we then elope, and how traditions in our Indian culture, and how that is put into test because of love. So if anybody wants to check out some really incredibly shot film based in the 1930s, please make it.
Parik, I'm here with my friend Mr. Arora, who has produced a movie called Salute. It's a great movie. It's a great story. It's a true story. Yeah. And we are going to showcase it on the Thursday 6:30. Please, everyone should come and support that movie and enjoy the movie. And really, I congratulate you for your great production, great creation, and please keep doing the good work. And congratulations and good luck again. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sapna Bhavnani. I'm here with my first debut, Sindhustan.
Hi, my name is Kabir. I'm the producer and editor of Sindhustan.
Of the largest migration of a culture in the history of the world, told through ink, tattoos. So the whole story is on my legs, and the whole film is edited with my legs. So please come and watch my legs.
It's a wonderful story because like the Sindhi community hasn't got enough representation, and her doing this film in the way she's done it, the form in which she's done it, I think is very interesting, and that's the kind of representation one needs rather than like a dry film.
And they are really showing the history of how migration happened during the partition, right? Yes. And we know the history that a lot of people suffered, a lot of people had left their homes, they left their properties, left everything, and they came here from Pakistan to India, and quite a few people from India to Pakistan. And I'm sure that the movie is very emotional and gripping movie, and I would like to join on that day to see your movie.
My film is Jalebi. It's a short film. I directed the film in New Jersey. The best part of the film is my dad is in the film. The film is about the individuals who are from India and Pakistan living in US, and when something goes bad back in home, how we relate to the situations happening. And despite the fact we all call ourselves Desis, the emotions sometimes overtake us. So I'm not going to tell more than that. If you want to watch the film, I'm looking forward to see you guys. Thank you so much. Keep watching ITV. Thank you.
Let's now take a look at the recently held press briefing hosted by the Asian American Federation and the Office of New York City Comptroller, Mr. Scott Stringer, at the Federation's headquarters in New York. The press briefing was held to raise awareness about the alarming report issued by the Comptroller titled The Demographics of Detention, Immigration Enforcement in New York City under Trump, detailing the increased immigration enforcement on Asian American communities in New York City by ICE. The press briefing brought together key individuals from community-based organizations and the government to discuss ways and means to protect vulnerable individuals and families being targeted. According to the report, some of the ICE arrests of those involved in immigration proceedings in New York City, 21% of immigrants are from China, 10% are from India, and 8% are from Bangladesh. Let's take a look at what the agencies and members from the Federation had to share.
We did a briefing around the public charge issue. And I will tell you why we put that together. It's the one question that every nonprofit had clients say. Everybody who is legally eligible to receive public benefits came to the nonprofits that they disenroll me, I'm scared. And I think when you look at this issue that is related to immigration, exactly what the Comptroller is saying, many of you remember the case that we worked on regarding Mr. Yu last year. He was here for 20 years, citizens' children. He left China to escape religious persecution. And he came here and he got picked up, and he has two small businesses in New York. He was in every way. There was no reason for him to be picked up in any way. But yet this is what is happening, and this is why this report is so critical. Because I think as Asian Americans, we always sort of wait. Like we think this issue doesn't touch us, right? But it does touch us. It touches us in a major way. And again, this report came out in February, but we wanted to do this briefing because we want to sound the alarm once again for all of you.
What are your comments on hosting such a press briefing and having individuals from the government come and address the media and other individuals here?
Great. Well, I think it's really important that the Comptroller released this report. I think I really want to applaud him for that. We need to have elected leaders stand up and produce facts. I think there are leaders right now who don't understand and who vilify facts, but I think this is what is really happening. And for our community, the Pan-Asian community is diverse. 70% of us in New York City, immigrant community, we're immigrants. Over 90% of Asian children have at least one immigrant parent. And we contribute to the culture, but we also contribute in other ways. Like we had a small business report that said, half the net businesses that was produced, half the net jobs were produced by Asian Americans. So we are a significant force, socioeconomic force in the city. But I think oftentimes because of our diversity, we silo each other. It's the Koreans, the Chinese, the Indians, the Pakistani, and I think the reality is that we are much stronger together as a Pan-Asian community, and what is happening in our community, we need to sound the alarm because this is what's separating families. We know what is happening at the southern borders, but we also have problems within our own Asian American community where families are, fathers are mom and dad are getting deported, children are left here. Our family situation is tenuous, and everything is really scary. And so I think I'm really happy that we're able to do this to help to support the media and to be able to inform all the reporters out there supporting the Asian American community.
Is the hope to sort of mobilize more people from the community to really understand what is happening to these communities, to our own immigrant communities, and to sort of really help get them some more support because they're not getting any?
Sure. I think oftentimes the Asian community thinks, maybe immigration is not an issue. We are here, right? But this is really to say deportation is an issue, immigration is an issue, mixed status families is an issue, and everything about what is happening with the the Muslim ban, the vilification, and reducing the numbers of family visas. These are real things, and we need to understand as a community how we can start to arm ourselves with facts and to be able to push back.
One of the things that's lacking is a pipeline through our community groups to provide legal related services. For example, a lot of organizations help provide translation services so that they can communicate with the attorneys and clients, can communicate with each other. They often help collect and prepare supporting documentation for any applications that they do, and they often accompany clients to court proceedings to provide some sort of translation service. And in a lot of cases, they're doing this unfunded, and it's because they provide a vital service. They're trusted by their community groups. We urge the city and the state to consider continued investment. There's some understanding that there's some shift in wanting to do more rapid response, but the challenge with the community is that if we divert funding from the services that our community organizations provide, we're going to lose that pipeline to the rapid response, to the legal immigrant services that they're building tremendous capacity for.
When we're talking about these communities, when we're talking about these undocumented immigrants, we're talking about this increased activity in ICE. Could you tell our viewers exactly what is happening to these populations? What is happening to these families?
Sure. I mean, there's a lot of mixed status families, right? So people who have, some people with kids are citizens, parents who are undocumented, or even green card holders. It's not just people that are undocumented that are being exposed to immigration enforcement, because if you are, if you run into some, traffic violations or something like that, sometimes you get caught up in the system and you end up being in immigration enforcement proceedings. So what we want to maintain is clear that, we want to make sure that families stay together. There's, in the Asian community, mixed status families is probably one of the norms. And so we want to make sure that we, as a city that's a sanctuary city, and as a country that values families, that we make sure that we provide the services that are needed for our communities to stay together.
Tell the stories of why this is not okay with our community.
Look, the other thing is, the best way we can help is by supporting organizations like the Asian American Federation and all of the community-based organizations that are reaching out and working to protect people who are being targeted. And I don't want to conclude on a bad note, but look, the presidential campaign is in full swing. And
time for the show break. Stay with us in Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are tuned to Vision of Asia, bringing you prime South Asian highlights from all across. Concluding the show, we have more from Share and Care Foundation's Young Professional Committee's very successful Spring Gala 2019. Held at the Common Ground in New York City, the event was a fundraising gala, networking event for young professionals and like-minded individuals to come together and discuss on the importance of more youth influence in nonprofits and charity work, especially in South Asian communities. Bringing together an interactive environment for all, the event produced a resourceful yet entertaining avenue for all. Share and Care Foundation has been a pioneer in providing strong grassroots development projects in India, and for over 30 years has dedicated itself to child education, women empowerment, health, and much more for the needy. Let's take a look at how key persons from the Young Professionals Committee aim to inspire more with the mission of sharing care and giving back.
Well, right now, everyone, I have with me none other than the beautiful team of Brown Girl Magazine, who also were key sponsors for this event. Ladies, such an amazing event, charity work, networking night, bringing together professionals, influencers such as all of you, and also giving back to the community. What do you have to say about Brown Girls' relationship in this with Share and Care Foundation and the impact of that you can see today?
So Brown Girls always here to support amazing causes. This particular cause helps rural children in India, and that's beautiful. So we came here just to celebrate, enjoy with all these lovely people here. It's a packed house. So happy to be here.
How did it feel for you to represent Brown Girl?
I think it's an amazing platform. There's nothing like it out there, and I think it's a privilege that we get to represent the South Asian diaspora, and I think it's very important considering that we live in such a metropolitan city and like all over the nation and, you know, a lot further than this.
Both of you as female influencers, South Asian influencers, what's your message out on the theme of women empowerment for India, and also a message out to all women?
I'm actually doing, it's very close to my heart. The future is female, whether anybody likes it or not. So I think it's our job as women to stand together. I think if we want the future to be female, we have to redefine the standards. I think we have to work together. We be stronger together. And I think we have to lift each other up. I think it's time to celebrate people's successes instead of getting jealous and envious. I think the more that we empower each other, the better things are going to be.
I think it kind of goes a little bit beyond that, where we have to, I guess in a way, like allow each other to be ourselves. And I think that was not really there. And I love this shift that's happening where people and women especially are kind of following their hearts, following their dreams, and they really are starting to believe in themselves. That it comes from this idea of being collaborative, having a little bit more of like enlightenment and like having that mindset that's going to take them there. But yeah, I'm very close to my heart. Female empowerment, I never thought about it until I started doing the work and what I wanted to achieve in life. And I think it's so necessary, especially in our South Asian community.
So how are you feeling right now, and what is that one thing that you really hope everyone here that attends today takes away from this event?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you guys for coming. It looks amazing, and I really hope people come out, give it a chance, and that they learn something, take away from it, and if we're really lucky, they get involved too in the future, because it's really fun, as you can see. There's no added pressure or stress. It's a good time for a good cause.
Give us a little insight into, what sort of inspired your, journey into Share and Care, and how are you feeling sort of putting together this event?
Perfect. So thank you for having me. You guys are great, and we're so excited to have you guys. So basically, Share and Care has been part of my life for even before I could remember, partly because my parents have been so involved. My parents have always taught, myself and my little brother that, work hard, play hard, but always give back. And I think giving back has been something that's instilled in us. And so through that, they've really showed us what Share and Care does. They've never forced it upon us, but through going to the events and meeting so many exceptional people, I realized that this is a charity to support.
YPC is really trying to bring forth a very strong body of South Asians, really interesting networking events, really bring forth a huge, strong community. What are your expectations from, this committee, and also, what are your hopes for the foundation for this year?
I think it's awesome that at this point in our lives, we've now, gone through the education system. We're making our mark in our professional fields, and we're at a place right now where we're becoming people. And because of that, there is kind of a responsibility that comes with that. And because of that responsibility, I think you can choose many different directions, but the people you meet in this organization truly believe in not only their personal and professional growth, but also, who they are surrounding themselves with. And I think that's the most important thing with this right now.
And the work that we do in India, really, truly, specifically with women empowerment and changing from a very ground level holistic approach, but really going in and educating the youth, the women, the men, and going into schools and teaching people about sexual abuse and domestic violence and how we can really make a difference and really changing the thinking. And, that starts with the youth. And, this being such an old organization that's now been around for 3 generations, it's really, really important that we bring new blood in and that we spread the message. So that's really what we're here to do today, because a lot of our parents and, in my case, our grandparents have been involved in this organization. So it's time to kind of let the new people know, let the younger generation know, and bring in new energy, new ideas, because the world is changing.
As key sponsor for this event, and also as a really, a person who's putting all his efforts into the foundation, what's your message out to other young South Asians, in order to get involved? And also the works that Share and Care does with women, with children, what's your take on it?
Of course. So first off, anyone from ages 21 to 32 in that area, even if you've never given to an organization, start doing it. You don't need to give a monetary value or anything like that. It can be your time and effort, as I said. Even just going on a Sunday morning to clean up something, do anything. It doesn't have to be Share and Care either. Just donate your time and effort. As for me, women empowerment is huge. I respect women more than anything else. And when I heard the story about someone being abused and they didn't have anything or anyone to go to, there was a story where Share and Care had taught them how to sew. And she became a tailor. That's amazing.
And this is all for our South Asian News segment for tonight. Send us your suggestions to get your voices and organizations on our show. Or if you have comments on the ongoing Indian general elections, email us on events@itvgold.com or follow us on Facebook @itvgold. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for free access to many of our popular shows. Tune in this Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern for our topics of the week. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is Vision of Asia, and I am Aditi Lamba. Take care and be well.